Hello, this is math lesson video 4-9 for Monday, December 7th, 2020. If you need to pause the video at any time to answer any questions that your student may have or the video may have, you may do so at any time. Okay, let's get started.
Write a number story for 5 plus 7. Then write an equation to match your story.
A number story tells how the equation works.
Look at the problem. What kind of story will you write? An addition story or a subtraction story? Select your answer.
Well, if you look at the sign that's in between the 5 and the 7, you know that that is a plus sign, which means this will have to be an addition story.
You will write an addition story. How can you show what the numbers and symbols mean? Think about what 5, 7, and the symbol mean in the problem. You can use that to write a story. What does the symbol mean? It is the plus sign, and it means that you are going to add. What numbers will you add in this problem? You will add 5 and 7. What kind of number story can you write? You can write a problem about joining or a problem about two parts of a whole. Lee sees 5 bugs in her garden. Then 7 more bugs fly in. How many bugs does Lee see in all? Lee sees 12 bugs in all. There were 5 bugs and 7 more bugs came. So you add. Is this the only story problem for 5 plus 7 equals 12? Select your answer.
Now, is this the only story problem you can write for 5 plus 7 equals 12? Or is it not? So your choices are this is the only story or there are other stories. Really, you can make up any story that you want for this. So there are other stories.
No, there are other stories you could tell for this equation. 5 plus 7 equals 12. Lee sees 12 bugs. How could you check the story? You can see if the number story matches the equation 5 plus 7 equals 12. Now you know how to write a number story and write an equation that matches your story.
Okay, you need to be in your math workbook, volume 1, and you need to be on page 279. Now let's read the directions to find out what we need to do on this page. It says, write a number story for 14 minus 8, then write an equation to match your story. Okay, now you can use any person that you want, any animal, anything that you want. It does not matter. You just have to make up a story that works for 14 minus 8. Okay? I'm going to use people's names. So I'm going to start with Tom as 14. And what's an animal that we could say? How about dogs? He has 14 dogs. Make sure when you are writing too that you use complete sentences and correct punctuation marks. So I have to put a period at the end of my first sentence. Okay, now it says minus 8. So that means somehow we have to take away 8 from 14. So we could say that he gives 8 dogs away. All right, and I need another period at the end. Okay, now here's the important part. We have to write a question for our last sentence. Now we want to know how many dogs are left, so that is exactly what our question is going to be. How many dogs are left? And hopefully you know what goes to the end of a question. That would be a question mark. Okay, now the directions say that we have to write an equation for our story. So they already give us part of our equation, which is in the directions. So it is 14 minus the 8 dogs that he gave away. That equals. Now you can use your number line, your number grid, anything that you want in order to figure out what 14 minus 8 is. And if you did 14 minus 8 on your number line or number grid or in your head, you know that 14 minus 8 equals 6. So, how many dogs does he have left? He has 6 dogs left. Usually in a story problem, whatever your answer is, it usually has a label. So if you remember, try to put a label after your answer. 6 dogs were left. Okay? If you're good with that page, please turn to the next page. At the top is the example from the video. So if you need to look back at that, you can do so. All right, let's do number 1 together. Let's read the directions first, figure out what we have to do. It says complete the number story, then complete the equation to match the story, draw a picture to help if needed. So here's a nice box for you to draw a picture in if you need to. Okay, the equation is 17 minus 9 equals blank. So the story problem that they made says Carlos has 17 dog treats, so trace the 17. Tom has 9 dog treats. Now the question is, how many more dog treats does Carlos have? Okay, if you want to draw a picture, that would help you out, or you could just use your number line and do 17 minus 9 equals blank. I'm going to draw a picture really quick. So I'm going to put a C for Carlos, and then I'm going to change colors. I'm going to put a T for Tom. Okay. Now it says that Carlos has 17 dog treats. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a slash for each dog treat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now it says that Tom has 9 dog treats. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to make sure, is when you make these slashes, make sure you line them up underneath the ones that Carlos has. It'll help you out at the end here. Okay, so he has 9. So there's 1, 2. You see how they're lined up? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so Tom has 9. Now, the question asks, how many more treats does Carlos have than Tom? So what you want to do is you want to take a different color, and you want to draw a line to connect the two. That way we know they each have that many. Okay, so they both have 1. They both have 2. They both have 3. They both have 4. They both have 5. They both have 6. They both have 7. They both have 8. They both have 9. They do not both have 10 and beyond. So when it asks how many more treats does Carlos have, well, you can see right here, these are how many more treats he has. All we have to do is count them up. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. So he has 8 more dog treats. And now we know that 17 minus 9 equals 8. Okay, that is one way that you can do it. There are multiple ways to do it, but I like to draw a picture so you can actually see what you're doing. Okay? Now, if you look at the next page, you will be doing numbers 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Now it says write a number story to show the problem, complete the equation to match your story. Now there's an example on the page before of a story problem that they wrote. We also wrote one on the page before that. And if you look at the top of the page before, on this page, there's an example here of another story problem. So write a story problem that's similar to those. You can use different animals, different people, but come up with your own. Don't completely copy it. Try to be original. Okay, so you have to do numbers 2, 3, and 4. If you want extra practice writing story problems, you can do some problems on the next page, page 282. You also have chances to do more problems on page 283 and also on page 284. Okay, those are not required. Those are just pages for extra practice. When you get done with your workbook pages, please do your quick check on the Savant's website. Do not fall behind on those. It is tough to catch up. And that is it for today. Thank you.